guys, welcome back to the channel. We all know starting a business is not for the faint of heart, especially as you begin to navigate the waters of establishing your business legally. In today's video, we are talking all about limited liability companies, or LLCs. We'll talk about what they are and Tailor Brands, which has been the easiest way I've found to start an LLC.
If at any point you want to check out a business formation service that can help set up your business for you, check out the affiliate link that's down in the description for a discount that you wouldn't be able to find anywhere else. That being said, what on earth is an LLC?
Well, an LLC, or Limited Liability Company, is a flexible business structure that's often misunderstood. But here's the thing, a lot of folks think LLCs are just for big corporations, when in reality, they can work just as well for small businesses too. Just think, your neighborhood bakery or that quirky online store selling handmade crafts could totally be LLCs. So what are some of the perks of an LLC? Well, there are a few. First off, protection. Say your business gets hit with a lawsuit. With an LLC, your personal stuff like your house, car, personal savings are protected by something called the corporate veil, which keeps your personal belongings separate from what goes on in the business. Next up, taxes. Now, taxes are the bane of my existence. Not that I know anyone who likes taxes, but LLCs get what's called pass-through taxation. This means the business itself doesn't pay taxes. Instead, all of the taxes are paid through the owner's personal income tax. Now, before I became an LLC, I had a sole proprietorship. In my first full year of business, I found out I had to pay federal, state, and local income taxes quarterly, and I didn't find that out until the third quarter of the year. So about an hour and $100 in fines later, it was taken care of, but still, such an avoidable headache if I'd set up an LLC at that time. And finally, let's talk street cred. Forming an LLC isn't just about legal stuff, it's also about how your business looks to the world. An LLC shows you have a legit legal business, and not some fly-by-night person selling their stuff on Facebook Marketplace. Plus, it can help grease the wheels for snagging loans or attracting investors, not to mention customers as well. Now, LLCs aren't perfect. There can be some drawbacks as well. First off, paperwork. Yep, even though LLCs are less formal than some other business structures, there's still some paperwork involved, some of which needs to be refiled annually. There are also fees involved with setting up an LLC, whether it's for filing documents or getting professional help. Also, depending on your state, there might be annual fees to keep your LLC up and running. You also need to be careful in maintaining your personal finances separate from your business finances. So where does Tailor Brands come into all of this? Well, I found Tailor Brands 3 years ago when I was looking to expand my tutoring business. I'm a teacher by trade, and as the district was making budget cuts, my position was on the line. I had tutored casually up until that point, but with the threat of becoming unemployed, I wanted to make sure I was covered in tutoring more regularly and hopefully attract some new clients in the process. After losing my mind trying to navigate the legal waters of forming an LLC on my own, a Google search and some soul searching led me to Tailor Brands. They can help you with the legal side of forming an LLC, and all the stuff that goes with it. And even beyond that, they can help with web design and branding. So first things first, to get started with Tailor Brands, you're going to want to head to their site and punch in your business name and the state you're operating in. This first step was crucial to make sure you're following all your state's specific laws, and it would suck to go through all the steps of starting a business only to find out the business name you want is already taken. Once you've got that sorted, Tailor Brands will give you a checklist of stuff you need to get your business up and running. Some of it you can handle solo, like getting an EIN number, which is kind of like your business's social security number, or a registered agent. They're like your business's middleman for all that legal stuff between you and the state. You can do either of these tasks, or you can let Tailor Brands hook you up with some professional help. It's totally up to you. Now, speaking from experience, I managed to get my EIN number on my own, and it wasn't too much of a headache. Just head to the IRS website, put in your information, and it will generate an EIN number for you. But as a bit of wisdom from someone who's made their fair share of oopsies on legal docs for their small business, me, sometimes it's worth letting experts handle the heavy lifting. And if you're in a rush to get things rolling, Tailor Brand has got an expedited 2-day filing option for your LLC paperwork. Otherwise, you're looking at up to 14 days. But I gotta mention that processing time is the time it takes Tailor Brands to wrap things up on their end. You know, to make sure all the I's are dotted and the T's are crossed. From there, your application is sent over to your state's office. How long your state takes to then process your application is up to your state. Beyond all the legal help, Tailor Brands offers a range of tools from websites to social media posts, which can be super handy. Now, I know there are tons of other platforms out there offering similar services. When I first started my business a few years back, I admit I was all about saving a few dollars and figured I could handle my design needs on my own, no problem. Like I mentioned, there are tons of options out there for me to use, but needless to say, I was wrong. Turns out sourcing content from different places and cobbling together posts on various platforms made my online presence look like a hot mess. Not exactly the professional aesthetic I was going for, and ultimately not the vibe I wanted potential customers to get either. So when I finally gave Tailor Brands a shot, it did help me streamline things. Having all my design stuff in one place made it easier to maintain a consistent look across my socials, but it's important to mention you still have to put in the work to create engaging content that draws in your ideal customer base. So the big question, what does it cost? Well, Tailor Brands offers 3 plans to choose from, and I want to mention before we really dive into it that your state fees are charged separately from these plans. Tailor Brands will give you the state fee on their website, or a simple Google search will do the trick too. To start off, the most inexpensive option they offer is the Light plan. Now, this option can't get any cheaper because, well, it's free. Your only obligation would be covering the cost of the state fees. This is what I would call your bare bones, get the job done plan. It only includes the filing of your LLC paperwork at the standard 14-day timeline. So if you have time to spare and are able to handle it all yourself, this may not be a bad option. Now, for $199 a year, you can bump up to the Essential plan. This includes forming your LLC with an expedited 2-day processing time, handling of your annual compliance obligations to make sure you meet all of your state-specific legal requirements, and help you establish an operating agreement which sets what rules oversee the business. And in the event there is more than one person involved in the business, who takes care of what. This would be great for someone who has their marketing already established and just needs help with the legal side of things. To get the most Tailor Brands has to offer, you can choose the Elite plan for $249 a year. This plan gives you everything included with the Essential plan, along with the additional benefits of their marketing support, which includes a free domain for 1 year, a web design builder, 8 free logos, digital and physical business card tools, and a platform for creating content for your business's social media. I think this option will be great for someone starting from scratch who needs help with it all. There are a few a la carte services we touched on earlier. To have Tailor Brands obtain an EIN number for your business, the cost is a one-time fee of $99. Now, for Tailor Brands to be the designated registered agent for your business, the cost is a recurring fee of $199 per year. Personally, I see Tailor Brands as one of the best business formation services out there, especially for beginners, because they take care of everything on your behalf. Now, don't get me wrong, there are other great services that I've also tried, like ZenBusiness, LegalZoom, and Swift Filings. I'll go ahead and leave some review videos down in the description if you want to learn more about them. Now, as someone who has gone through the process of setting up an LLC, my personal recommendation is the Elite plan. I chose that plan when I started my LLC because it offered me the most help. I was essentially starting from scratch, and being the first business owner between my friends and family, I really needed someone to hold my hand through the process. While I understand it is the more costly of the plans offered, it really is the one with the most benefits too. Having the design tools available to you on top of the legal services is a huge benefit. As my business began taking off, it truly felt like there was never enough time to get everything done. And while it doesn't feel less busy now, having just that little bit of extra help to me is worth it. And that's gonna be it for today's video. I really hope you found this video useful, and if you did, hit the like button and subscribe for more. And as for those discounts I mentioned at the beginning of the video, if you want Tailor Brands to help form your LLC, check out the affiliate link in the description for discounts you wouldn't be able to find on your own. And while you're there, check out my in-depth review of Tailor Brands. Also, feel free to leave any questions in the comments below, and I'll try my best to answer them as soon as I can. Thanks again so much for watching. See you next time.